Thank you. Any more questions from the media center?
That's it from the media center.
Any questions from the press box?
Reed Spencer with NASCAR Wire Service. Joey, how important was it for you to keep the streak going? And you've won 8 straight here, JGR has in nationwide, but Toyota's never won the Cup race, so how's the car for tomorrow?
Yeah, it's important to keep a streak going. You know, when you got 8 consecutive wins at Joe Gibbs Racing, you want to be the guy that keeps it going. You don't want to be the guy that didn't win it and broke the streak. So obviously it makes you work extra hard. Not that we don't work hard any other weekend. You know, we try to win every one of them, but you know, to keep a streak going like that, it's important for our whole company. And tomorrow, the Dollar General Toyota is pretty good right now. You know, we went back and forth in practice. The first practice was overcast, like I was talking about earlier. The second practice, the sun came out a little bit, changed the balance of our car a lot. So, you know, I think it's going to be important for us to kind of realize what the track's going to do, and you know, be smart and methodical with our changes tonight and what we do in the beginning of the race tomorrow. So, Jason Radcliffe and the boys are working on that already, and as soon as we get out of here, I'm going to give them a phone call and try to figure it out with them.
Next question from the press box.
A question for the crew chief, Adam Stevens, Wolfgang Monzer from Germany, Ranchman Press Agency. Can you maybe describe why your team has such an outstanding success on this racetrack? Is it the engine? Is it setup? Is it aero package? Is it a combination of all? And question number 2, did you do any significant changes from qualifying to race setup?
I'll answer number 2 first. Excuse me. In the Nationwide Series, we're on an impound format, which means we're limited on the adjustments we can do. We're allowed to do a little bit of wedge, a little bit of track bar, and tape. So the answer to that question would be no. Pretty standard adjustments across the field to get the car tight enough for maximum performance for one lap. As far as what it takes to win out here, this is only my 2nd year in the Nationwide Series, so this is the only win I've been a part of. But to win 8 in a row takes the total package, and it takes some luck. That's an unbelievable streak for one company. 8 races in a row is ridiculous. But the big thing that makes a car get around Fontana, like I said before, with the surface, in my opinion, is the driver and the engine. And that's 2 areas where today I feel like we had the field covered.
I have another question for Mr. Gibbs. Again, Wolfgang Monzer from German Ranchman Press Agency. When Kyle Busch set up his own nationwide team, was there any kind of cooperation? Did you give him any help? Or just was by his own, and you see him now as one of the biggest rivals for Joey going on in the Nationwide Series?
I think with Kyle, you know, we kind of talked that over. We do have a relationship with Monster, which is his sponsor there. We have a great relationship with them, so we talked about that. They are also on our Cup car, on the 20 Cup car. There are beverage there, so there is a relationship there. Obviously, we really like Kyle, talk all the time to him and Rick, but really it's Kyle. Kyle has done a real good job of putting that team together. Today it was, you know, performing extremely well. So he gets all the credit for that, and I think they've done a good job with Rick Rand and everybody kind of putting things together over there. We have a good relationship, obviously, with those guys and talk to them all the time, but it's really Kyle been able to put all that together.
Any more questions from the press box?
No additional questions.
Okay, we'll take a question down here from Jim Otter.
Jim Otter, Charlotte Observer. Joey, you had talked, I think it was in Victory Lane, about having some missed opportunities this season on Nationwide and be able to capitalize on a winning car today. How close do you feel, or how close do you feel you're getting to that point on the Cup side? And how would you kind of evaluate the first several weeks of the season working with Jason?
When you start the Nationwide stuff, you know, I think when we switched over to this new COT car, we went from very dominant. Our cars were awesome every weekend, and we went to, oh boy, we got a lot of work to do. And all the guys at the shop have done a great job, especially over this winter, on bringing our cars back a lot better to get our Nationwide teams back up to snuff where they need to be again and being able to win races. On the Cup side, Jason and I are working really well together. You know, we're definitely got that chemistry. We talk back and forth. We're positive to each other, and I think it's the most important thing is staying positive, even on a tough day. Take the positives out of it, learn as much as you can, and keep that relationship as tight as you possibly can. So I think we got an awesome friendship going on right there. We know how each other works already. Obviously, that'll always keep going. The more you're with somebody and the more you hang out with them, and you get to know each other very well. So I think that's going good. I think he's understanding what I want in a race car very well. The way I explain what's going on, and we still find little things here and there we can work on. And I think that's part of it. And I think we always should be that way, to always look for something that we can work on together as a relationship. So I think we're getting closer for sure. I think our cars, all the Joe Gibbs Racing, our cars have gotten better over the off season. I think you see, obviously Denny and Kyle on front row start tomorrow. We're starting 8th. So we got speed in our race cars. We've qualified in the top 10 the last, I think, 3 or 4 races. So, we just need to finish a little bit better than where we've been the last few races. We just need to take one more step and get back up in the top 5, and then that win will come. So we just got to be patient with it. We got to keep working at it and make sure we stay where we're at, number 1, and then try to improve ourselves to, get us more solidly into the chase.
A quick follow-up for Joe, same kind of question. How would you evaluate how things have gone with the changes that were made in the offseason?
Yeah, be quite truthful, we kind of resist changes, at Joe Gibbs Racing. We like long-term deals with our sponsors and with our employees. But in this case, there were 2 separate instances, and we made the change there at crew chief. And so it makes you nervous. I was nervous, but I think we got 3 guys. Jason and David worked together to help build our nationwide program, a big part of that. We knew they worked together great. Darian coming in, I think, we really, with Zippy going over to really to Tony, and then us getting Darian, I think it was kind of an exchange really in information. And that's been real interesting for us. I think that's really helped. I think we got 3 crew chiefs now in Cup that they're roughly the same age. They really work together. There's a great chemistry there. We'll just have to see how it can, continue. This isn't how we build on things. But I do, considering the way things worked, I think everybody around our place is on a high. I think we feel real good about things, and so we want long-term relationships. That's why I was excited today to see Translux and them to get a big benefit out of this, and we really appreciate them coming on board. But our sponsors for us are a big deal too. Long-term relationships are what we want, just like with our employees.